So, before we venture into this big gaping hole, let's save the game. And let's see. Let's go ahead and save here. Don't pay no mind to the thing that says Hospital World. That is completely unrelated and probably a save from a different game. The hole. Where will it lead to this time? Eileen. I wonder if she's okay. So, although I did say it has no relation to a hospital, I was being deceptive, as we are now in a hospital. And it's full of Hummers, which we'll have to clobber. Alright. Almost got all of them here. Or we did, maybe. Let me take out this spare one right over here. And we got this weird cutscene where Henry focuses on this little handbag. But it's not really a cutscene even. It just kind of looks at it. But we'll grab it anyways. What's a woman's handbag doing here? It must be Eileen's. Take Eileen's handbag? Sure. Anyways, let's head back into this room to be greeted by a friend, a woman. Come here, bitch. Listen to the sound it makes when you hit them. Yeah, they belch. Why that is, nobody really knows. It's a very strange phenomenon, obviously. There's been some speculation that Akira Yamaoka made the music for the game, but despite his sound direction credit, did not direct the sound. It's hard to say whether that's true, although I think it might be, considering a lot of the sounds in this game. The obvious monkey or cougar noises, well, more obvious than in most other games, or you know, and the belching, not very scary, more funny than anything. I think maybe someone else might have done these noises. Anyways, these monsters are called patients. I'll show you a picture of them here since we got a bad angle with where we killed this one. You notice that in the cutscene, Walter was experimenting on one here. That guy, what in God's name was he doing here? He was experimenting, cutting one open here, and it looked significantly less cut open and maimed than this one. Although it can be assumed that after the cutscene he maimed her a bit more and then left and she got up and walked over to fight us. So for all intents and purposes that is a patient, is what these are called, is patients. Obvious connection to the fact that it's in a hospital, and that because Walter is kind of cutting them open and doing operations on them, it can be assumed that he's the doctor and considers them his patients. And patients are interesting because they share the same body or model as Claudia from Silent Hill 3. They have the same base model, and why that is it might just be reuse. It might be a cameo, like a you know, just for astute viewers to notice. We do know that in Silent Hill 3 there's a model of Angela that's used as a body, as a corpse, so it's probably just asset reuse, although they modified it so completely that you can just barely tell it's the same. but interesting nonetheless. There's also the fact that the note in the Wish House orphanage confirms that Walter did know Claudia, so maybe he's basing it on how he knows. Maybe he's basing these people on what Claudia looks like. Hard to say. But anyways, a lot of people think patients represent Walter's misogyny and hatred of women. Although I disagree with that, I don't think he's really a misogynist as much as a misanthrope. He doesn't hate women any more than he hates men. He just hates people. Um, and when you see in that cutscene, I'll show the picture here, but he's very obviously cutting into the womb of the woman, and that's, he's searching for motherhood. He's searching for some sort of maternity. He's searching for the womb, which makes sense lore-wise. And yeah, that's what the patients show really. It's a strange human-shaped object on the bed. But really, there's nothing else to say about it. I mean, patients don't have that deep of symbolism, but they're interesting designs. Sorry, I've got to plug nose a little bit. Alright. Anyways, let's explore the hospital a bit. In here, there's lots of medical things. I wouldn't know what to do with them. Random nonsense everywhere. A paper cutting knife. We can take that. It's not a very good weapon, though. A door here. With a nurse's memo. I lost Eileen Galvin's hospital room key. She was a patient brought in with severe injuries. I wonder if I left in one of the other hospital rooms. I really hope not. Huh. And over here, I'll talk here because there's a cutscene, but there's only one word said, which is Eileen. This is just a montage of all the severe injuries that Eileen suffered from. But the fact that she's being treated at the hospital means she may still be alive. Eileen, are you still alive? And Henry just says, Eileen. And that's it for that cutscene. Lots of photos pinned up on the board. Could these be Eileen's pictures? Bunch of medical equipment and stuff. So this is just an interesting model right here. You might recognize it if you saw the beginning room in like the lobby in Silent Hill 2 or 3 of the Brookhaven Hospital. This is the same cabinet model that's used there. And we can check all these other doors, but a lot of them don't have much going on. A bed with wheels. They must move patients with this. I wonder if Eileen is in this room. And here there's another health drink, which is nice. But nothing else to see in here. And over here is a door that's broken. And in here is a big hole that we can use to go back. So let's go ahead and use this hole. Just to, we're going to find a lot of things here, and I just want to make sure we don't have to make too many unnecessary trips back. So I'm going to empty my inventory, basically, before we go any further. Won't need this, or this, or this. Okay. Anyways. Let's look out here. There's something I want to show you here. There are still 19 bloody handprints, even though Eileen was marked as 20. So, the fact that she's at the hospital and there's no new handprint confirms that Eileen is still alive, still has a chance of pulling through. So, let's head back to the hospital. And this hospital is interesting because, as we'll find out, this is actually St. Jerome's Hospital, which is a hospital in Ashfield, the city this takes place in, near Silent Hill. And Ashfield is the town that, see here we can see lots of forms with the name St. Jerome's Hospital on them. St. Jerome's Hospital, that's not too far from my apartment. So this is the hospital that Mary from Silent Hill 2 is treated in, and Laura was as well, and where Rachel worked. So, just a fun little note there. And in here, there's not much. Just a med kit. And the same whiteboard texture model from Silent Hill 2 and 3. And there's a memo on the desk we can read. If I can turn the right way. Baby's medical chart. That's all there is. And in here will be 2 patients. And these things are... Typically you want to use your handgun to fight these because they do a lot of damage if they do hit you. But, you know, hitting them with a pipe works. I mean, they get stunned pretty hard, so you have plenty of time to just beat them. Beat the comeuppance out of them. Or get your comeuppance on them. There's an ampoule in here, which is a really good healing item, but nothing much else. And there's a blocked off concrete filled elevator. And a staircase here. So this next hallway is randomly generated, which is the hallway is always the same, the layout of the hallway is the same, but there's there's rooms on either side, and which room is which, and what's in that room, they all have, are randomly, well, the rooms themselves aren't randomly generated, but where they are put in the hallway is. You'll know what I mean. And there are always ghost wheelchairs here. And these represent victims of Walter that are unseen in the game. Should I press the elevator button to call the elevator? Sure. Wow, let's not do that anymore. Actually, let's go ahead and... We're gonna have to use this elevator later, so... We're gonna destroy this patient now. Might as well do it. Okay. Oh, excuse me, wheelchair. These are the unseen victims of Walter. They're ghost wheelchairs, essentially. That door is locked. And we got really lucky here because this is the first room we went in, and we already see the giant Eileen head. This is Eileen Galvin's head, and we hear some loud sexual moaning. And the sexual moans are, well, can't really explain without getting into spoilers too much, but just keep in note that she's all scarred up on her face, which is a reference towards the scars Walter's left on her, all the damage he's done to her, but only victim of his to survive so far. The giant head makes sense later, and how it follows us with its eyes. This is one of the more iconic things in Silent Hill 4, so... You can kind of beat it, but nothing happens. If you do have a stun gun, or your taser, you can shock it, and it does some pretty funny stuff. But its eyes just go nuts, but, you know. Sexual moans, can't explain just yet. In here, we'll see, much like the Silent Hill 3 Borley Haunted Mansion, a spiked ceiling that falls down. In here is an interesting room. There's revolver bullets, but also you can see there's this wheelchair and it has a little ghost shadow. And it'll just kind of move around a bit. But yeah, that's about it. But we can't see it in the actual chair. So, interesting. Anyways, we'll keep exploring the hallway. It's a key. Let's grab the hospital room key. Looks like a snake faucet or something. And a cage will fall on top of us. We'll have to use the key on the cage. And keep exploring the hallway. What the hell? I can see legs coming from out of the bottom of the cloth. Nothing that crazy. Sort of similar to the imagery in Silent Hill 3, but not really that connected. Here is a dried up flower pot and some bug spray. Bug spray? What am I talking about? A holy candle. You can find bug spray in this game, which is why I was thinking that. But it's a holy candle. And in here, this long thing, what the hell is it? Some kind of umbilical cord? So there's a big, huge umbilical cord and a bunch of broken incubators. The symbolism here is stunningly obvious. But, incubators, you know, like mothers and umbilical cords, parenthood. You get the idea. And here, there is another health drink. And just a broken bed down the middle. And someone broke with their immense weight. And here, another broken bed through a porthole. Keep that image in mind. Oh man, that stinks like hell. What the hell is it? And this has obviously some cut up, dashed up arms and legs, body parts here. Nothing else to see though. And in here is yet another health drink. You can see we're getting to the latter half of the game, so they're ramping up the production. There's a sterile room. Which one is the sterile room? Oh, we already were in this room. My bad. 2 patients in here. We'll go ahead and beat them up. Oh no, we're getting hit. That's okay. Wow, this one's going nuts on me. Alright. I think we got him. Anyways, some kind of skin. It smells so bad, it must be fairly new. My god, is it human skin? Not that interesting, I guess. There's a padded room in here to prevent suicides. Some broken glass. A 4-iron here, which you might as well grab. And horrible smell coming from inside the glass. There's obviously some kind of dead body in there. And I can see someone on the other side of the wire net, but they're not moving. Is it a dead body? All sorts of dead bodies out there. And still a few more rooms to explore. Bunch of x-ray pictures. Eileen's x-rays. Some kind of skin. Smells horrible. There's something stuck in it. Around the middle of the skin, there's still some meat attached to the inside. So obviously more experiments by Walter here. Some very strange things. Lots of needles stuck in it. And here's another patient. There's nothing to see in here, so I'm not going to risk the clobbering. It's just a dead body is all. There's a bed filled with toadstools. But I don't think there's anything else besides that in here. Yep, it's wet from rain. So it's just a rainy room. Oops, I was in here. In here there is I can't hold anymore. Well, let's use one of these health drinks. I don't want to go back to the apartment. I'll grab the Saint Medallion. That's the anti-spirit thing. And here there's just hooks. That terrible smell. What's behind this cloth? Pretty obviously a dead body. And in here, more toadstool stuff in a dead body. And in here, there is just pistol bullets. Unfortunately, we can't pick them up right now. We have a full inventory. Yeah. I don't really want to use a healing item, so... I guess we can come back here. And at the end of the hallway is just a bed behind a porthole that's broken. Nothing too shocking about it. Anyways, let's go into the locked room we found at the very beginning of the hallway, using the hospital room key. That is assumingly the lost key that the nurse lost. And in here we have Eileen Galvin. And we use the key now, so it's actually... Before we talk to her, let's run back down the hallway, and we can see every time I go inside the rooms, really, there's more wheelchairs. For some reason. Let's grab the pistol bullets from in here. It's a sticky floor. Presumably this is from Walter Sullivan's teenage years. And we got the pistol bullets. Excellent. Alright. So now we'll head all the way back down and talk to Eileen and see what she has to say. Thankfully, she's still alive. Whoa. She got mowed down in cold blood. Hi, Eileen.
Eileen! Eileen, relax!
Henry? From next door. What are you doing here?
I don't know where to start. There was this strange hole in my room. I saw people getting killed. All these weird other worlds. And I saw you get attacked too.
What are you talking about? I'm supposed to believe that?
But it's true. And there was a kid with you.
Boy protected me from the man with the coat. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I guess there's something wrong with me. I just feel so scared. This place. Where is it anyway?
I don't know either. But I do know that if you get killed here, then you die in the real world too. Anyway, the only way out of here is through that hole.
Okay. Okay, take me with you.
Well, guys, the jig is up. This will be the final episode of Silent Hill 4. This is the final video that will go on my channel because Lying Figure has finally achieved a GF. Her name is Eileen Galvin. She's very beautiful. She has a lot of scars. She needs protection, and now she's my girlfriend. So this will be my last video ever. No, just kidding. I like just kind of bumping in Eileen because she doesn't really know what to do. She's kind of confused by it. Anyways, now we have to escort Eileen.
Nightmare. Can't be happening.
I don't remember asking you what you think of the situation, so why don't you keep your mouth shut?
Get some fucking dog in here! Come, fucking partner! Ah! Trying to process! You! Trying to process! Killer jump rope! Oh shit! Fuck I said, fucking don't start shit!
Anyway, let's head back into the hallway, and we'll be confronted by two ugly women called Patience. Eileen, why don't you look out? Alright, well. So we just clobbered the heck out of Eileen, unfortunately, and that will most likely affect our ending. Nah, you can heal Eileen, so it's not a big deal. But anyways, sorry Eileen, I didn't mean to beat your ass that hard. She often gets stuck on the staircase when you're trying to get her to follow you, so I have to go really slow down it and just make sure she's right behind me. Come on, okay. Now there's going to be this lady. So would you stop getting hit? God damn, she's gonna die already. Whoa, there's another one? Goddamn Patience. Pissed me off so bad. Damn, Eileen got beat to hell right there. So, I'm not going for any particular ending for Silent Hill 4 because none of them are... there's no real follow-up directly. Like how this game is not really a direct follow-up to Silent Hill 2 or 3, or even 1, but it's obviously afterwards, and it's, you know, it's got some ramifications from those games. But, there's no real candidate ending ever hinted at for this game, at least hinted at in later games that, excuse me, sorry, that I know of. So, I'm not really going for any specific ending. I will explain all of them, and in fact, I'll probably just show you clips of all of them. Not all of them, actually. When I think about it, it's easier to explain some. That's not worth watching like the 5 or 10 minutes that they are over and over. Anyways, just saying that I'm not going for any particular endings, so if I get good or bad, don't blame me. It's very difficult to get even the best ending, so no worries. We're gonna pull Eileen into the hole with us here. There's a few things that affect the ending. One is how much damage, well, how good Eileen's health is at the end of the game. If it's high or low, if it's, you know, good or bad. Or, you know, certain things like that. Or there is a certain thing called the hauntings, which have to do with the apartment. Which we just hear that glass clinking to indicate our first haunting in the game. The air in this room feels heavy because this has broken. The ceiling fan fell down. The room is so oppressive. So this is our first haunting in the game. Or not first haunting, but it symbolizes the beginning of our hauntings. It's not actually a haunting, which we know because it doesn't physically hurt us by standing near, but we'll notice that it indicates that the second half of the game has begun, because, excuse me, while I put all this away, we're going to want to grab one of these health drinks just to take with us. Second half of the game, we know that because we're no longer being healed by the room, as you may have noticed. And the room's a bit darker here. Let's grab this letter that's been slipped under the door. The red envelope. There's a letter and a small key inside. You've seen that world as well, that horrible nightmare. But if you get stuck, if you get sucked into it too, it's not just a nightmare. Don't get lost in there. If you get pulled in, you'll be killed. But there's still hope. Maybe this small key will guide you. If you've seen the door with the placard set in it, look on the other side of the door, then keep going down to the deepest part of him, and look for the ultimate truth. July 20th, Joseph. So, Joseph Schreiber, the guy who wrote the article that we read before, is now giving us advice and trying to help us. And as soon as we did that, we get some notes over here that just appear in the floor, so let's go ahead and read these. How long has it been since I left this room? I can't tell if it's been days or hours, but during that time they found the body of 14 out of 21. I've been having hallucinations lately. I think I'm losing my mind. No date written. Another scrap from the diary. Walter Sullivan did kill himself. He died in his prison cell of blood loss after he stabbed himself in the neck with a spoon. His body was buried in a cemetery just outside his hometown of Silent Hill in an unmarked grave. After that, his name became famous all over the world, and it looked like his string of mass murders was finished at 10 out of 21. But 3 years later, they found a corpse that had 12 out of 21 carved into it. The corpse was from 6 months earlier. In other words, the person was killed 2.5 years after Sullivan committed suicide. The MO was exactly the same as Sullivan's, except for one thing. All 10 of Sullivan's victims were found with their hearts cut out and their chest wounds sewn together expertly with thread. On the other hand, the 12 out of 21 victims still had their heart. Naturally, the police think it's a copycat and are proceeding on that basis, but they haven't made any progress and recently discovered victim number 13. This corpse also had their heart intact. The police still haven't even identified a suspect. I've got a working hypothesis. Very few people know the details of the original crimes and would be able to copy Sullivan's MO so precisely. First, I'll head to Silent Hill, to the graveyard near that beautiful little lake. Maybe I'll find the answer there. June 11th. The weather that day was very strange. Even though I avoided the earlier storm, there was still a thick fog clinging to everything. Fortunately, that allowed me to avoid being seen and get right to work. The police are still stubbornly acting as if it's just a copycat case, so I figured things probably hadn't been touched here, but I was wrong. I should have come sooner. The cemetery was in such bad condition that it was almost sad. The storm must have raised the sea level. Anyways, that's how it was when I found Walter Sullivan's grave. The diary is pretty damaged around this point, and I can't read any more. I'm still in shock. There was no body in the grave, and on top of that, written on the coffin were the numbers 11 out of 21, June 14th. So something fishy is going on with Walter, specifically because Walter Sullivan, his coffin, his grave, he was victim number 11. So what's going on with that? Hard to say. Anyways, let's go ahead and save our game. And you know what, this is probably a good place to stop before we head into the official second half of the game. So let's save our game here. Return from Hospital World. Ooh, I shaved 5 minutes off our time. Excellent. So, yep, this is probably a good place to stop. Anyways, we'll venture back into the hospital, find Eileen, because she didn't come with us, and go into the deepest part of Walter Sullivan, or whoever it may be. So, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it a lot, and I hope you have a good day or night, depending on where you are when you're watching this, and take care.